everyone, welcome back to Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. My name is Stacy. I have another Dollar Tree DIY project for you today for Valentine's Day. I'm using two of these tinsel covered hearts. They say love on them. They're from the Valentine's Decor. And I'm going to use two of them together to make a little hanger. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off the tag, take off the ribbon hanger because I'm not going to use that. I'm going to make this a little more farmhouse using some jute. Using a lot of jute, actually. Alright, and then, like I say, I'm using two of them, and I'm going to remove the tinsel from the hearts. And it's pretty easy. It's just kind of woven around these little pegs, and it comes off pretty easily. And then you'll end up with a brown colored heart form. Okay, while my hot glue gun is heating up, I'm going to take a spool of this nautical rope from the Dollar Tree, and I took the tape off the end, and I'm going to separate the strands. I want this to be a thick jute that's going around there, and the Dollar Tree jute is pretty thin, so I thought this might help cover it a little bit. I might also use some of the finer jute, but to get started I want to start with something a little bit bigger, so I'm using the nautical rope. So I'm going to start by zigzagging one strand of that jute across the hearts. This is one strand. It's how far that one strand of it got me, and I'm just going around the little pegs on the edge like they did with the tinsel that was on there originally. So I'm going to start by going to the back and just putting a little bit of hot glue right there in the center on the back side, and gluing down the ends of this rope, and I'm putting a little glue over the top of it just so that I want the ends to stop fraying. So I'm dabbing on a little bit of glue. Then if you watch the pegs, I'm going to wrap around, and then I'm going to go up to the next one, and I'm just going to zigzag back and forth around the pegs. If I go over one side, I'm going under on the other, just trying to get a straight line. And then after I get this first weaving done, or first stringing done, I'm going to attach the two hearts together. And then I'm just going to pull this strand back to the first crossbar. I'm using it at the crossbar because there's just a little more area to glue to. Holding it down with my little silicone finger protector. Trying not to get so much glue that it goes to the front, just trying to secure it. And once it's secure, oh, it came up. Once it's secure, then you can cut off the edge or the ends. Okay, so that's one strand on each side. Go ahead and glue it to where the other strand was and bring it back up. And then that's over. This one should be under. Oops. Just trying to get it even. Now when they did the heart with the tinsel, they brought it to the middle, and wrapped it around the middle peg, but I don't know. So I went to the middle peg, and then I'm going to go back. I'm going to finish this one side. And then I'm going to come back here and glue it. I'm not going to go clear up to the edge though when I glue it, because I want to glue these two hearts together eventually here. So I'm putting a little glue, and I'm coming from the front and feeding it to the back, because I don't want a lot of string or rope going across these crossbars, because I want to glue these two hearts together. And we're going to go around the middle peg. It's going to be really full on the middle peg. Back around this one. Always pulling it to the front. You don't want that in the back. And then I'm going to glue it down. The only places where it's crossing over this main frame is where I have to start and stop it. Yeah. I hope this turns out like it's in my head. So now I've got one side completely strung. It's got a few little flaws, but that's okay. We're not done with it yet. I'm going to finish up this one. Now, before I go any farther, I feel the need to secure the things that are around this middle peg. Now I need to glue these together if I want a three-dimensional heart. So I'm going to start by gluing all along the edge here, and I'm just trying to get around the curve pretty much. It's not real super pretty at the moment, but it'll get better. I'm actually going to clamp this together with some clothespins. So I'm going to let this sit and harden for a few minutes. Make sure that all that glue is solid, because the next step is going to have us pulling on it a little bit, and I want to make sure that it's set. Okay, I'm starting the other process now, the other direction. I'm weaving another separated rope from the nautical rope, going under, over, under, over, under, over from the ropes that I already strung. I'm leaving this string down here at the end. Just, I'm not quite sure how it's going to work out, so I want to just make sure I have enough to tie it up at the end or whatever. So I'm just lifting them up, over, under. Every 3 or 4 strands, I go ahead and pull the rest of the rope through. This is going to take some time. This isn't going to be a quick one, but I saw a heart similar to this at a decor store for $39.99, I think it was. And so far this has cost me $2 for the hearts, and this is my second spool of rope, so I'm at $4 right now. Plus a little bit of time and the fun of doing it. I enjoy this kind of thing. If you don't enjoy this kind of thing, perhaps this isn't the project for you. Okay, so now I'm going to come up, and I got to be really careful because I'm coming up on that really overloaded center peg of my heart. And so I'm going to pull the rope through, and I am going to line this up so that it goes right around the center of the heart, and it's going to help hold this stuff in that's attached to the peg. Flipping the heart over, and now I'm going to go back down towards the bottom. Same thing, over, under, over, under. This keeps coming undone a little bit, so I'm just going to put my protector fingers on for a second, and I'm going to put a dot of hot glue on both sides, and I'm just going to roll it back up, and hopefully that hot glue will keep it from fraying. Okay, that'll make it a little easier. Okay, so over, under. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but at least I can say I tried. I've always wanted to try something with weaving rope, and this just looked like something fun to try. So I'm going to just continue that same process. I'll be back in a bit. Alright, I'm back. I have done 3 rows of weaving on both sides, and I am not liking how it looks because there's just too much of this brown form showing through. Even if I scooch them really close together, you can still see the brown wreath form underneath. So I'm going to come up with a plan B here, and it involves just regular jute twine. Now I'm thinking it's still a good idea to have these ribbons strung, and I'll show you why. Let me grab my jute. This is a number 30, 190 feet, 7 pounds. It came from Walmart, and I think it was about $3. So I'm going to use this jute instead of the rope, and it's, okay, I don't know why that's in there. It's a decent size thickness of jute, and I'm just going to come down here, and you can hot glue it on. I'm just going to tie it on with a little knot. And then tuck the knot inside, and I am just going to start wrapping. And I'm going ahead and using the pegs to wrap around just because they're handy. And I'm just wrapping the heart. And you can do this randomly, you can do it in a pattern. It is totally up to you and what design you like. I am kind of doing it random. And I'm just going to keep going until I've covered enough of this heart that I'm not seeing all of that brown plastic form that the tinsel was on. Okay, and I'm going to go in all directions. I'm going to crisscross it all over the place, letting it just go where it wants to go. So that's what it's looking like on that side, and that's what it's looking on that side. I'm going to keep wrapping, and I'll let you know how long it takes me. But I think having this thick stuff as a base on the bottom is going to give a good, it's going to give a good foundation for it, and it'll help cover up the heart quicker, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I used up that whole spool of twine. So I don't want to spend too much more twine on it, or I might as well just go buy the one that I bought, or that what they had for sale already done. This one is a little bit bigger, but still I don't want to be $20 into it. So what I did is I just secured my twine on one side, and I started wrapping and just laying the next piece of twine next to the next piece of twine. I worked from right to left on the top and left to right on the bottom, so that's how I got this little twist in here. Then I took what was left of that one piece of sisal rope and wrapped it 4 times around here, and then I have the last piece of sisal rope. I just hot glued it underneath here where they cross, and I'm going to go, I think, this direction. I'm just kind of trying to cover the biggest gaps where you can see the heart wreath form coming through. So this one wants to go straight, so let's do straight. So I'm just kind of coming to the middle, and I'm just laying each piece side by side and wrapping it as tightly as I possibly can. And then I'm coming to the end, so I'm going to pull this one back and just kind of tack it in with some hot glue underneath. And here's what the back side looks like. The back side has some bigger gaps. I'm okay with that. There is some pieces of the crossbars of the wreath form showing, so I'm just kind of trying to pull a string down one of the ropes that went side to side at the beginning over each of those brown pieces, and just kind of tucking them in and hiding them as best I can. I kind of like how this looks right now. It just looks kind of scrappy, and that's kind of my style. Okay, now I'm going to go get the thing that I'm going to finish it off with. Hold on. Okay, so I've got some little beads here, and I've got some thinner jute, and I'm just going to string a few. I wish I had some bigger ones that had letters on them where I could spell out love on there. I think that would be really cute. But I'm just going to string maybe 10 of these little ones and see. These came from a basket or a box of beads that I got at a thrift store. But you can buy them, like a tube of them, at Michael's. They have a set of large beads and a set of small beads. And they're $9.99. But if you use your 40% off coupon, you get them for $6. And it's quite a few beads for $6. That's 3. So I've got some beads, and I'm thinking I'm just going to string them on and let them hang. Be like a little necklace. I'm just figuring out where I want to put them. Oh, I think I like that, straight across the middle. You definitely want your finger protection for this. I cut my string too short to tie it, so I'm just kind of wrapping it around itself here. There you have it. It's not very colorful. It's not, you know, fancy schmancy Valentine's Day pink and red, but for my farmhouse decor sitting up in a back corner of a shelf as a backdrop to some things, I think it would look kind of nice. It would also look nice if I ran some trim around the edge, so I might pick up some of that, but okay. So I think I'm going to leave it like this. I can still see some of the brown form through the string, but I think I'm okay with it. It's a pretty good size heart, and I think it looks kind of cute like this. It would also be cute with some white string mixed in with the jute. That would also add some interest to it. But I think sitting in the back of a shelf behind maybe a 2-tier tray or something, just to fill up the corner, I think would be really good. Alright, this has been my farmhouse style 3-dimensional heart project. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of it in the comments section below. All in all, I have about $7.50 in here, $7.50, $8. I can't remember exactly how much the twine cost from Walmart. So it's still a lot cheaper than the heart that I saw at the Decor shop. I can't remember if it was $29.99 or $39.99 at the Decor shop, but I just really like how this looks with the different textures and widths of twine and then the little beads across the front. So let me know if you might give this a try for yourself. It took all in all a little less than an hour to make the whole thing, and I was kind of learning as I went because I hadn't made one of these before. So anyway, this has been Crafting at Whimsy Wonderland. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.